Hello, welcome to the Colourful Creativity Podcast. My name is Carolien and this is episode 11. You can find me online as Carolien on Twitter, Ravelry, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Periscope. I guess everywhere where you can look online you can find me as Carolien. And there's also a Ravelry group for this podcast. It's the Colourful Creativity group. And you can find it in the group section in Ravelry. Just look up for Colourful Creativity. So that was everything that has to be mentioned, I think. And of course it will all be down here in the YouTube section and in the show notes and in the Ravelry group. But you have to find it first. Whatever. You can also find it on my blog. It's blog.kralien.nl, and I also have an Etsy shop now, and that's kralien.etsy.com. So, welcome to all new viewers. I hope you like it here and stick around. And of course, welcome to all returning viewers. I'm very happy you're back again. Have a nice drink, and just like I have, today I have coffee in my huge new mug, which I will talk about in the acquisitions. And I'm drinking a nice hot milk with a little bit of coffee, just the way I like it. Now, since I don't like cold coffee, I will drink a little bit more. Let's dive right in with the finished objects, because this is a knitting, spinning, crafting podcast. And let me start with that. And you're seeing me wearing this. This is the Doodler, and I blocked it. And it is huge. I think I cannot get it in the frame at all. So here it is. And it's all nice and pointy, as you can see. I blocked it a little bit round, not quite just pointy. I blocked it here, 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 and there, and there. So I put in 5 pins per top point, whatever. So you could really see the nice holes. And yeah, I really, really like it. I've already worn it a lot. And it really softened up after blocking. And the texture is also a bit thinner, I think, after blocking it. Of course the stitches are stretched out now, so it's really thin and airy, instead of like really nice and warm for winter, which I really would have wanted. So apparently I have to knit myself another shawl or scarf for winter, which I will probably finish somewhere in spring or summer, because I have that many whips. Oh, look at this! Who is also here distracting me. So, little Miss Leia is around again. Her brother is probably lying on the heater. We have a nice little towel on top of the heater, in between the board, and they just lie there like they are molten cats. We always think that if they would have been made out of wax, they would have molten through the heater. Oh well, ramblings, sorry. This is not the only one I finished. I really finished, and since I talked a lot about this before, I will skip that part and I will go on with my next finished object. There it is. And last time I only managed to do this, and apparently once you start with the sheep, you can finish this in 3 days. And I found out I love Fair Isle knitting. Just two-handed, stranded knitting is just amazing. I love it. I even had to rip back because I forgot the increase row. So, and then still I managed to do this in 3 days. And it was necessary because it was -6 degrees Celsius here the next day. So I wanted to finish this on Sunday evening very, very late. I think I stayed up until I had it finished, and that was a good thing because Monday I immediately wore it. I am thinking of blocking it, and I'm also thinking of making a pom-pom because everyone on Instagram told me I should when I asked to pom-pom or not to pom-pom. So I guess to pom-pom, but I have to wait until I get a decent pom-pom maker because the only ones I have are very small, I think, and just such a small pom-pom on this hat wouldn't be nice. And I only have one problem with this. It's scratchy. I like to wear my hats with this part down instead of folded over because I like it to go over my ears instead of on my ears because this part wants to be warm as well. And yeah, it's scratching on my forehead and it itches about half an hour until I get it off. So that was a cat that fell off the bed. That was really funny, I'm sorry. So yeah, well, it's scratchy, so apparently I need to make myself another hat in merino yarn. What about yarn snob, right? So this is made with Sandnes garn. Peer Gynt is probably, Sandnes is probably the brand and Peer Gynt is the yarn name. And yeah, well, it's just wool. It's really wool. Maybe blocking would help making it a bit softer. We'll see. So I'll try that and I'll keep you posted on that. So, 2 finished objects. Not enough. I've been on a finishing streak. And I got these straight out of the washing bin because my darling husband was so happy with them. After I had woven in the ends, he wanted to wear them immediately. So here they are. My Dalacanium socks. I will show you like this. It's a pretty simple slip stitch pattern. It's pretty nice. And I made it in my own hand-dyed yarn. It's a Colourful Merino. It's a nice sturdy sock yarn. But I won't be selling that a lot anymore. I think the last 2 skeins will be in the Etsy shop soon. I have to make the photos of that again because the colors are just not what they are in real life. So I have to see if I can fix that. So finished object number 3. I'm not sure how I did that. I have the idea I did not knit at all. So, oh well, I did it. They're finished. 3 finished objects already in 2016. Yay! And I'll be right back and rearrange a bit because this shawl is way too warm because it's not that cold in this room apparently. I had expected to, but oh well. Back again without a shawl, so it's not that warm for me anymore. Otherwise I'll have a big red head. So let's continue with work in progress. And in this bag from Knit and Stitch Bits I am keeping my trace cowl or shawl, depending on the length it will be. And trace is a pattern by Puck Vossen, and there is even a knit along going on for it in her Ravelry group. So if you want to do a trace, check it out. And I'm knitting this with Dutch Wool Diva yarn in the colorway Stillness. And Stillness is a color of the month inspired in the Dutch Wool Diva Ravelry group. And this is what it looks like in the cake. It's blue-green and it even has a little bit of glitter. It's what was it? A Diva Lace glitter. So, and I did quite a bit on it. This is the marker from last time, and I did all this. So a row of purl bumps and an extra row of holes. So that's about, let me see, 30 repeats I did, or 30 rows. I was in the train this week, and I will talk about that more in the acquisitions part. And I had quite some knitting time. So yeah, well, I can tell you a lot about this. And even though I like the pattern a lot because it's just simple and easy, and you can talk during knitting, and you can, yeah, it's not that you really have to count or anything. Your stitches doesn't even matter. But I have noticed I'm not a fan of knitting with lace. So I do have a problem because I have 800 meters. And I guess I have not even done 100 meters. I have not weighed it yet, but this just goes so slowly and it doesn't seem to do anything with the cake and the size of the cake. So apparently I'm just not a lace knitter. I do like fingering weight, and I even started liking the thicker yarns because it just goes so quickly, like you saw with my bobblehead going in 3 days. But yeah, well, I'm not sure if lace and I will be friends. And I talked to you about my mom going to knit another one, and well, what can I say? My mother-in-law wanted some wrist warmers, and she made them. My mom made them for her. My mother-in-law doesn't knit. She can knit, but she doesn't do it because it hurts her shoulders. And well, she had a whole lot of yarn left, and I think she cast on a new trace because she thought, well, maybe I can make a cowl for my mother-in-law. And well, as said, my family is really small, so my mother and my mother-in-law live within 100 meters from each other, and they are getting along really well, which makes us very happy, of course. We're just a happy little family like that. And well, yeah, what can I say about that? I guess. Oh, Mau. Oh, hi, Binks. Oh, moet je even gedag zeggen? Hi. Hi. So, about the trace, I wonder how far my mom's gonna go. That's more Binks' thing, washing my face. He loves that. Especially when I have dinner. You can see my dinner is always cold. And, well. Oh, looking at the camera. Pretty. As you can see, his head's a bit crooked. He's always a bit like this. Because he had an ear infection as a little kitten at 6 months. And, well, his, something got infected in his middle ear or inner ear. And for him, the world is just like this. It's upside down or a little bit sideways. So, but we love him anyways. Just like he is. Cute little bugger. And, well, about the trace, I think that was enough. Oh, my grandmother's trace is finished, I think. I saw it, I think last time I recorded, she was knitting it, and a week later it was finished. And she did it on straight needles, like I probably already mentioned. And yeah, when I saw it, I knew how she did it. She just knit forwards and backwards, and then stitched it together so it was a tube. And she also stitched the sides together, so it's not only a tube, It's just a shawl. It's not a cowl anymore. But hey, she had fun with her Dishwell Diva lace, and that makes me happy. And well, she just explained to me why she didn't want to knit it on circulars. It was going too slow. It was not that she didn't manage to do it, it was just too slow. You have to knit a bit fast. So that was my granny. Oh, so funny granny. So, on to the next work in progress. And here it is in my Mina Makes Bags by Mina from the Knitting Expat podcast. And this is a new cast on. And this is made with a soft merino Aran by Rico. Here is the logo, Rico design. Oh, thank you, Laia. Are you moving the camera? Maybe. Get over here. Yes. And this is really soft. Really soft. So, I was making also yarn face. Just like Mina. I really think that's a great expression for it. Yarn face. And I love it. This is really soft. So this is not scratchy on my hat. So maybe I should make a hat with this. But for now, this is going to be a baby sweater. And the pattern is the Flex pattern. FLAX by Tin Can Knits. There's also a Flex Light, but I thought, well, if I have an Aran weight, why not use it? It's a 10 ply, I looked it up. They say so. I don't see that it's a 10 ply, I think it's less than that. But it's just really thick yarn. And it's really nice. It's 50 grams, 100 meters, so I think it does very well. And I am knitting this on my 5mm Chow Goose. And I must say, I'm spoiled because I like my Hayahayas better. I'm sorry, they don't feel as smooth. The cable is not as smooth because of course it has a metal part in it, but they stink. They smell. I'm not sure if it's me or if it's the needles, but I think it's the needles. And I know I have a very sensitive nose. And when using them the first time, I think there was something on the coating, because I have a very small red spot in my yarn there. Those were the first stitches I knit. I'm not sure if you can see that from the color, but I can see it. When the sweater's finished, you won't see it at all. Probably when I'm a few rows in, I won't even see it at all, only if I look at this like this. But it bugs me. And yeah, I guess I'm just a Hayahaya sharp fan. And the tips are not as sharp as Hayahaya sharps, which I had expected from Chow lace needles. And yeah, just spoiled, I guess. And hopefully this will be finished next time I show you, because it's for a friend. And also hoping she's not watching this. But hey, if so, I'm not saying her name, so she won't notice. And with this color, you won't know if it's for a boy or a girl, so that's nice. And oh, I'm looking at my whips and waiting for the camera battery to get full again. I can see I forgot my cardigan. So I'm running downstairs, cutting this out, or at least the part where I'm gone, and I'll be back again in a second. So look what I found. He was guarding my chair. Nope, doesn't want to stay. Bye. So let me see. Also in a Knit and Stitch Bits bag, my Peacock I cardigan. And let me show you. Where is a nice photo of the pattern? Yeah, I think this is it. And it's a paid for pattern by Justina Laukowska. And it looks like this. And probably you can't see a thing because it's in black and white. Sorry for that. There is just not a better photo of it. But if you look on my projects page, you can go to the pattern and you will see it better. I am knitting this in my own hand-dyed colorful experiment with I think it's a 95% merino and 5% stellina yarn. Nice and sparkly. And well, I did not put in a progress keeper, and I do have a tangled mess because I'm using alternating skeins, but I will see if I can get this. Yes, I have it. And as you can see, one on the it's just a mess. But hey, if it keeps it from striping or getting ugly, we'll just work with that. And as you can see, I am in the first Peacock I pattern. I did about 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. And probably a few rows of ribbing since last time. I forgot to put in the progress keeper. I will put it in this time. And well, I am using a lot of stitch markers at the moment. I think this one has 14. The flex sweater has about 5 or 6. So yeah, I think I have to make some more stitch markers for myself and not only for the shop. So I am knitting these on Knit Pro Zing needles. This is the 3mm. Let me check. No, this is the 3.25mm. And the 3mm was used for the ribbing. And well, what can I say about Knit Pro Zings? I'm not a fan because of the end here that is not smooth, the cable and the needle attachment part. And I had that with my 5mm or 4.5mm I have used for my bobblehead. Wasn't happy with that one either. I thought it was so sharp it would probably slice the yarn in some way, but it didn't, and I'm happy with that. The needle tips are a bit blunt, so lace is not the best thing, and I might exchange them for my higher sharps. Oh yeah, my trace is of course on interchangeable higher sharps. That set I bought instead of waiting for it for my birthday. I'm still very happy with that I bought it because it's just the best. Those needles are just the best. And I know I keep repeating myself, and I'm very sorry about that, but it's the truth and I have to say it. So that let me guess, where was I? Oh yes, of course, the cardigan. The cardigan is for the Colourful Creativity garment knit along, and the hashtag for that is the CC Garment Call on Instagram. You can use it, or on Twitter, and probably even on Facebook, but I'm not sure if I can find it that way. Yeah, well, we have quite a few people joined. I think 8 or 9, so it's a really nice group. And let me see what I have in my notes for that. Oh yes, the lovely Regina from the Herbstblaad Regina podcast. She sent me a message to ask if it was okay to donate another prize. Well, hell yes. So thank you very much, Regina, for offering that. It is a pattern by her. The Fall in Love mittens, and it's actually going to be a whole set with a hat and a cowl, I believe. So correct me if I'm wrong, Regina, but I think that's what you meant. And well, so we already have 5 prizes next to the project bags. One also from Regina and one from me, from the Colourful Creativity line, yarn and stitch markers. So 5 prizes, 9 people. You have a lot of chances to win. So knit people and finish your objects and put them in the finished objects thread. And on that part, it's of course okay to double dip because there are a lot of knit-alongs going on. I am planning on finishing my cardigan at least this year. I'm not sure if I make it before the end of March because I have to knit a lot of other things. And not only knit, I have to crochet a lot too. More about that later. It's not a whip, but it's something else. And well, what can I say? I am going to do it put it in the Mina's sweater knit along. It's a year-long knit along in the Knitting Expat podcast group. And well, you can of course double dip with her and with this knit along. So you have extra chances on prizes. Let me see. I think that was it on the knit along. And for whips, no socks. I finished my husband's socks and I did not knit on any other sock. So I am truly amazed by myself because I have probably 3 pairs of socks on the needles, 4 even. I found back my missing one sock on the mini needle, which I will be knitting on more because I'm going to learn the afterthought heel in a few months. And to do that, you must have a finished pair of socks, really, right? So that's gonna happen, and I think that's a really nice project that fits in my handbag. So it's just so small, and it fits better than my trays with this huge ball of lace. Yeah, I think that was it for the whips and the knit along. So on to acquisitions. I haven't bought any yarn. Still not. We're 3 weeks in the new year. I have been tempted a lot, but I haven't bought any. So I will show you what I do have. And I have to admit there is yarn, but I didn't buy it. Because this arrived. Oh yes, it's here. All the way from New Zealand, I think. Australia or New Zealand? New Zealand it was, indeed. It's my stray cat sock yarn. Yay! And oh, I love this box. And what's in it, I love it even more. So beautiful. And it's so soft. It's a merino sock yarn and it's just amazing. Also very yarn faceable. So, the colorway is called Are We There Yet? And it's just a nice bright rainbow. And well, I guess I have to start knitting my socks one at a time because I will not wind this into cakes. I just want to knit this from the ball. Actually, I just want to put that ball and this box next to each other in a place where I can watch it all day. That's how much I love it. And this card. You people, you are perfect. It's just so lovely. And the other side. I love this. This is just amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Because this was for my Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted. And I got it straight from the owner of Stray Cat Socks. And this is awesome. So go have a look at her Etsy shop. And at her Facebook page, it's called Stray Cat Socks. I will put in links in the show notes, of course. And really, really awesome. The next thing I got is also very, very awesome. Since this was a gift. And it came, well, I already took it up, but it came really nicely packed. And let me see. Just stitched with love stamps on it. Isn't that cute? And wow, what's in it is even prettier. It is a project bag. And the project bag was made by Carol. And Carol is Kaz 63. I always think it's 67, but it's 63. I'm not sure why. 67. Whatever. And this is the bag. I will keep it here. You can see it in the whole thing. And it has butterflies on it. And it's just really, really pretty. And there's also a little zipper pull. 2 nice slippers. And on the inside there is this Creations by Kaz. And it came with a really nice card with a very sweet message, which I won't read on camera, and some tea. So we have some Taylor's Sweet Rhubarb, some gingerbread green tea from Twinings, and some Puka peppermint and licorice, which I'm pretty curious about because I'm not that big of a fan of licorice root, but since it has more peppermint than licorice root, I'm very, very curious. So thank you so much, Kaz. This was so highly appreciated, and it came on the perfect day because I had a horrible day, and as this came, I just had to cry for about 10 minutes over how pretty it was and how nice of you and how terribly sweet it was. So thank you very much. Very much appreciated. And I think I will use this very soon. So you will see it on the next podcast again, I hope. So next on my acquisitions list, because yes, there is a big list, is this beast. Most of you will know what it is. It's my new yarn Swift. And I did have an umbrella Swift, but it was the plastic fantastic one, and it kept getting loose. So, and it was just a horrible thing. It came down, and no, not that fun to work with. This one, however, is really nice and sturdy, and smells really wooden and really pretty, I think. And we've been using it twice now. It really shrieks like an idiot, like when you are having loud sex on a squeaky bed. So I'm not sure what my neighbors think what I do in the kitchen, but well, sorry about that. It's that thing, it's not me. And I don't want to put any oil on it because then my yarn might get oily or greasy, and that's not what I want. So that's what I got. And when I went to Deventer by train with my friend, we went also for a little yarn crawl, and we went to 2 yarn stores, and actually I managed to not buy any yarn. Yeah, insert applause here please, because that's just way awesome. It's 2 really nice yarn stores, and I didn't buy any yarn. However, I did buy something. I bought this. I bought some merino to spin with. And the most amazing part is I already spun it up partially, and I thought, let's not use the whole thing yet because I want to show you how it looks. And I'm not a fan of pink, and this is really bright pink in it, but I just love the red and orange with it and the brightness. I think I like to see pink in this. I'm just not a lover of pink in wearing it, so I'm not quite sure if I spin it up what I'm gonna make with it. It might be a nice hat, and since this is merino and so soft, I might be knitting a hat with it for myself, but I'm not quite sure. So we'll see. And the lighting is getting bad because the sun is gone and it's getting darker, so I'm sorry for that. And well, the next acquisition is this cutie. So, go straight. And I have no idea if some of you know what this is, but it's from Berlin. And it was given to me by a friend who is bij de Hante Tante on Ravelry. And well, this is the Ampelmann from Berlin, which is on the traffic lights for people who want to cross the street if you're walking. And well, it's just a really big symbol of Berlin, and since I'm a big Berlin lover, I really love this. And I guess next time I will get the red one. I hope I will be able to get the red one myself, so that means that I will be in Berlin pretty soon. I'm not guessing on it, but who knows. My husband and I both love Berlin, so we might go this year again. And there's a lot of yarn stores, I think, in Berlin, so if you have any tips for that, let me know. I'm very curious about that. I have been to one. No, actually I tried to go to one, and that was closed. It was a yarn and coffee store kind of thing. I'm not sure what the name was, but Handmade Berlin maybe? I'm not sure. And it was closed the day we came. So that was not that fun. So I'm gonna look at my notes and turn the page and tell you more about the meeting I had with bij de Hante Tante. And that was really awesome. I showed her how to knit Fair Isle, two-handed stranded and taking the floats. And that was so much fun. We had an awesome afternoon. And well, what can I say? We're gonna make a pattern together. I really wanted to design something this year, but I didn't know where to start, what to make, what to do. And well, while she was here, we talked about it. She had an idea in her head and I helped her with it. And from one thing, it led to another. And we just said, well, why don't we do it together? So, it's all still top secret, and I will tell you more about that when the time is right. No clue when that will be, because of course when you want to design you need the yarn. I don't have the yarn I want. So I have to dye it or I have to buy it. Not sure yet. I think I have to dye it because that yarn I already have, and maybe I can make some nice kits with it to sell. My husband says, do that! And I think, well, it might be easy to buy because I have to buy yarn anyways, because I'm going to teach. And I have been teaching a crochet for beginners workshop this week, and it was so much fun that all my ideas for teaching, like knitting for beginners, knitting Fair Isle, knitting socks from the toe up 2 at a time, and knitting shawls with unicut yarn, are all written down now and have to be planned. But what I'm lacking is yarn to teach. I do have this, and I'm gonna roll back, and this is so pretty, I think. I love looking at it. Let me get back here. This is awesome, right? And this is on my table when I teach crochet. It's cotton, it's Scheepjes Katona. Here you can see the label. And these are 25-gram balls, which is really cute. And that way you can easily make a granny square with a lot of colors, because I give people 5 balls for the workshop to work with. And yeah, but for knitting I don't want to use cotton. I want to use a real wool, but I'm not sure which brand to take. And for Fair Isle you need something different than for sock knitting, and I think Fair Isle is easier on a 3 or a 3.5 millimeter needle, so you have a nice result when you're done after the workshop. And well, it's just all still in my head, so if any of you have any suggestions on brands which have pretty stuff, let me know. So, we have a new segment. It's called spinning. When I bought the fiber, the merino, last week, I bought it on Friday, and I guess on Sunday I already was at my spinning wheel, or maybe a day later, but I did it. I got out my spinning wheel and I spun up a little yarn, a little fiber. Yeah, no, I spun up a bit of yarn. It looks like yarn, right? So, let me see, like this maybe. There it is. It's really pretty, thick and thin, probably from cobweb to decay somewhere. But hey, I spun yarn. So I'm really curious how this is gonna be when it's plied. I probably overspun, underspun, did everything. Cats are fighting in the hallway. And there's also a little bit of barber poling in there, which I really love. And I hope to have that also when I ply it. But we'll see. I have a whole lot more. I'm not quite sure if I will split it up and make 2 bobbins, or maybe try a Navajo ply for the first time. I have done a 2 ply already, but well, let's just see what happens here. And what I wanted to mention is Tracy from the Passionate Spinner podcast. She has an awesome video, bonus episode it's called, about how to make or prepare a sweater quantity of fiber. And she just gets out a lot of different braids and splits it up and makes it ready to spin with. So you can use different kinds of braids and make it a nice matching sweater, as if it was really meant to be, instead of just having 100-gram braids and spinning them separately and then adding them together when knitting, which would make a really gradient-y, not matching sweater. And that's really an awesome video if you are spinning and you want to be inspired. It got me inspired to spin, so thank you, Tracy. After 6 months of ignoring that wheel and just looking at it because it's pretty. Yeah, well, also saw on the Happy Knitting podcast that she got her new spinning wheel, and it's also a bliss. And on Instagram I followed her, and it's really pretty how she spins it up. And I'm sorry I forgot your name. I hate myself for that. I will look it up now. I was watching so many podcasts the last week that I forgot a lot of names, I think. But, well, that segment will be a little bit later because I also have the shop announcements. Let me see. Oh, damn, I feel so stupid. Since Julia was Humbug Watson and not the Happy Knitting podcast. Oh, it is Julia. Okay. Right. And Humbug Watson is also Julia. So that was wrong in my head. Well, okay. Well, Julia from the Happy Knitting podcast. Sorry about that. You are so inspiring with your photos on Instagram with how you spin. And thank you very much for helping me out, because I did turn my brake a little bit loose now. And now it's getting a little bit better. I still pull a bit too hard sometimes, so the thread or the yarn breaks. But that's okay, that's my fault. And it's not slipping through my hands now anymore. It's just breaking when I am stupid. So, okay. Well, that was the part on spinning. And let me see, for the shop update, there are no new project bags because my machine went back to the shop because I heard a really weird sound. And, well, it turned out to be nothing. just the sound of my new machine. And since I always put it on very slow, because I want to have a nice straight top stitching, yeah, well, what can I say? You hear it very well. And in the store they put it on the fastest speed and just speed ahead, and then you don't hear it. And it's a little thing that makes sure the bobbin doesn't spin around when you need it. It's a very technical story, but it turns out my machine is perfectly okay and I can just use it. And I did use it for one bag, and that's a custom order, so here you can see it. I should have stayed in bed. I showed you the fabric last time, I think, and I have it in green and in yellow, and I cut it up so that one side is the yellow and one side is the green. And on the inside I didn't have enough fabric of one color, and well, I did it like this. I just made a little bit of yellow next to the green, and on this side also a little bit of yellow next to the green. And I also have 2 new stitch markers, which I will have to see how I will put that in my shop. Because single, I think it's too expensive on Etsy. But this is one. Hello, focus. Yes. It's a little rainbow. And I will give this to everyone who orders yarn. Until I don't have them anymore. But I think I will reorder them anyways, because, well, Colourful Creativity people, and I love rainbows, so I'm very happy to gift you those. The other one I have is this little owl, which I think is really cute as well. And I might just be making animal sets with the little sheep or something and the owl. Any suggestions on what you like? What you just want to buy a single one, or what you just want to buy sets, because that's still something I'm curious about. So that's that. What I did put in my Etsy shop are the yarn bowls. Yarn bowls made by my mother-in-law. This one is in there. It's a terra kind of colored one. And it has a yarn holder and some nice felt thingies. And this one is also in the shop. It's the orange one. It doesn't have a yarn curl. It only has a hole. You can put your needles in. And yeah, it's really nice. Here you can see with a ball of yarn in it. This is actually for my mother. She wanted a 1200 meter lace caked up. It's from my stash and I destashed it because I don't like lace. I thought, well, destash it immediately. So I guess that's it for the shop update. And now I only have some podcasts I watched and wanted to mention. And that's again Regina from the Hubsblad Regina podcast. She showed her Cozy Memories blanket. And let me see what I wrote down. Oh yeah, she put in the minis I gifted her in the swap, and they look really cool. So yeah, it just makes me want to knit on it again. And I can show you this probably. I just have to watch out a bit. Let me see. This whole bag is my minis collection, which I have to knit up. Oops. I just have a lot of minis. See, this is a little baggie of minis. And, well, in this are Regina's minis, because this is her bag. Here are some more minis. And here are even more knitties. These minis, these are from Haley, from the swap I did with her. So, well, what can I say? I have to knit them up. I really, really do. Time, people, time. And with teaching workshops, I have to prepare for them and I have to make things for the workshops. And with the design, I have to make the design. And time. I really need time. But it's a good thing. I am only working 1 day a week at the office now. And maybe if I can, in the future, I will even quit that and have my focus all on my company, Colourful Creativity and Carolien. How a girl can dream, right? And talking about having your own business, Regina was already also talking about that, about starting her own business, which I think is really, really cool. So I'm wishing you all the best and good luck on that. But there was also a very nice bonus episode by Holland Handmade by Erin. And she was also talking about getting started with your own business. And well, I think I learned one lesson from that. And that's not to spend a lot of money on very, very expensive fabric. And stick to the cheaper fabrics to make it profitable. Because for a boxy bag I need about 4 hours to make it. So if you want to earn, say, 10 euros per hour, it should be about 40 euros. And I'm only charging 25, 35-ish. Only the really big one is 40 euros. So, yeah. And with that 40 euros, you even have to add the costs for the fabric and everything else you use, the zipper and etc. You can see I'm not that good in my calculations. So, well, sorry about that. Oh, and now looking to my right, I can see what I forgot in my acquisitions. Oh, you can hear it. That was my necklace. My big bead necklace. On my new mug. And maybe you can see, yes, there it is. I've got my Starbucks mug. And I'm really, really happy with this. And when I make coffee, I only fill it up like this at maximum, because I think it would be a half a liter of milk, which would be way too much per day. And with tea, I do love this, and I'm very, very happy with it. I put it on my Christmas list and didn't get it, so when I was in Deventer with my friend, I walked past Starbucks and we looked at each other. Let's have a coffee. And I said, well, I want to buy a mug. So they had different ones, but I like this one best. Just simple, plain white with the embossed logo, which is really, really nice. So with that, I guess I'm coming to the end of my episode. Let me check my show notes. I mentioned those, that's all mentioned. Yes, that's it. So, with the light almost gone outside, I think it's time to end it. And to edit it, so I hope you will be able to see this very soon. And I am wishing you a very nice 2 weeks. And I will see you back again next time. Probably in a different setting, not sure yet. And one thing for the shop. I'm going to Amsterdam soon, so I won't be able to shop every day, to send stuff every day. I won't be closing my shop because I think that's not necessary. And I will just, if you order something, send you a message when your order will be shipped. And I guess that was everything. Yeah, basically it was. So, see you next time. I'm seeing this episode is already about an hour long, so long enough. Bye bye. Well, back again. This is better. I hope the camera will like me still, because I guess the battery is almost empty. And I plugged it in, but it's not charging when I record, apparently. So I just hope it will get the power out of the socket instead of out of the battery. We'll see. This is what lovely Leia does with me. She likes to nibble on my ear. So I'm a bit distracted now. Sorry, but she's cute and I wanted to show you this for quite a bit. But she never did it, so. Oh, I get washed. Washy what?